Hey, hey, Blue Table fans, Sean here, just showing you my beautiful face, this thing here. Oh, Sean, you're so amazing. Now you know what my bathroom mirror feels like. Not this guy again. So I'm working on a Death Guard army. That is not the topic of this video, by the way. So I'm turning this beastie into a gun beastie that's going to stand in for a Chaos Predator. So exciting. I made a huge video for it, but I'm not going to make it public because it was too disjointed. It was weird. Things got weird. Alright guys, I want to talk about the Orville, and this is a space opera slash kind of comedy show in the vein of Star Trek. Well, hold on. Let's see if I can... Oh, dear heavens. That's like a zillion times better. Jeez! The head, the great giant head, it was too much. So, the Orville, it stars and is created by Seth MacFarlane. And let me tell you, that guy's doing well for himself. And he has contributed to the collective consciousness and entertainment of the species. Let me tell you something. So, good for him. And I've been wanting to watch it, but I had sort of this feeling like it was on a specialty subscription channel. Like CBS is making one, Disney is making one, I think Amazon is trying to get their thing going, all in the vein of Netflix. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not gonna pay $10, $50 a month. Then you're just back with cable. So there you go, guys. How is it going to be? How's it going to be? What will the masses do? I think Disney is kind of the tough one. I'm trying to not get reflection on my glasses. There we go. How's that? All right. So the Orville, but then I found out it was on Hulu, and I already have a Hulu account, so I actually got it for my daughter, and so I watched the Orville. I watched the 6 episodes they have up in a single night, and it is great. I'm having such a good time with it. Let me tell you what I love about it. It has the heart of Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's basically it. So what I've heard is, and it's obvious when you watch this show, you're just like, oh, okay, you can't help but draw like a zillion parallels. However, it is definitely its own thing in many, many other ways. And I want to talk a little bit about it. Okay, so first off, I saw this sort of documentary type thing on YouTube. And, you know, so take that with a grain of salt. But it talked about all the different actors that have like copyrights and, you know, studios sort of... Like they just can't go back and pick up where Star Trek: The Next Generation left off. And I believe you couldn't do that anyway. And so supposedly the reason you don't see, why you see sort of this new sort of like lens flare, everything, you know, this alternate universe where everything's really slick and polished Star Trek, that's because of like some kind of copyright issues. So that's fine. But the Orville really is sort of is a fresh start, because you could never go back. You'd have all the baggage of Star Trek. But if you create your own thing that has the heart, the feel of it, now you can get that magic back. And the Orville it's magic. These different races, you're seeing them for the first time. You're like, what is this guy? What is that guy? Oh, this is really neat. And they've introduced these characters that, for my part, I can't wait to see them developed. I'm so excited about it. It's really neat. And Seth MacFarlane plays Captain Ed Mercer. And I was thinking about it because, you know, I was in my 20s when Picard was going. And I was like, what is this guy's redeeming qualities? He really doesn't have many. And it's established in the open shots of the show that he's really not that great. That they're dredging the bottom of the barrel just to get these captain seats filled, and so he's sort of a everyman that that is in a way relatable, but he's in a way he's got nothing to lose. And I have a feeling that Seth MacFarlane is really just playing himself in space. And so I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. But that's sort of the impression that I get. All right, anyway, I only have a limited time to do this. All right, so it's really neat. The characters are engaging. In one episode, it opens where they're watching, the bridge is there watching an episode of Seinfeld on the view screen. And so it sort of taps into popular culture with, of course, the giant suspension of disbelief of, well, why would they be relating to this 400 years in the future? And there's not really a great explanation for it. It's just that you're just supposed to go along with it. Like the captain has a Kermit the Frog on his desk, who he bills as a great leader of our time. So, of course, that got me thinking. It's like, well, do I listen to music from 400 years ago? Do I reference things from 400 years ago? And the answer is, yeah, even longer. Shakespeare, classical music, and, I'm sure there's more things that influence our daily language and that we reference them. So anyway, so it's not too far out there, but you know what? It's fun. I'm just accepting it as it is, and it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. So in a way, going back to Star Trek, I'm like, why are they not moving forward? Like, they keep doing these things where it's like it's set 100 years back. And I'm like, stop, go forward. I want to see the Federation in 2500, 2600. These advanced things, and, for Pete's sake, move forward with it. But what's really cool, again, with the Orville is they've started with a blank slate. And that's just really, really cool. A blank slate where they can invent their own thing. So I hope they do a good job. I'd like to see at least 3 seasons, and based on my initial impressions, I would tune in for 10 seasons of the Orville. Like, this is really great. There's a big, wide open galaxy for them. All right, well, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow.